It really is about how you tell yourself the story. Hi, Angel here. I'm getting ready for bed, and I've taken lately to, I guess I'm vlogging before bed, and just kind of summing up before I do some writing in some verbal words, my thoughts for the day, or for the evening, or for this late night. It's actually like 1:30 in the morning, which used to be early for me, but I'm trying to get to bed closer to midnight lately, so it's kind of late because I'm getting up early. In any case, see, that's not a great story. Better story is that I am doing without alcohol for the last just about 2 weeks. I got a couple more weeks to go with the deal that I have with myself. I may go longer, but in any case, just that 2 weeks is starting to finally total up to me feeling a little better. Plus, I'm into 9 days into a 100-day challenge of working out every day again because I kind of dropped the ball on it. So, and also about a new shirt, which I'm liking. It's like a departure from my usual shirts, but I think it looks good on me. Or I look good in it, or something like that. Anyway, I was online earlier reading something that somebody posted, as I often am and do, and as is often the case, it was somebody thinking that they should respond, that people were being assholes and users, and that they should respond by withdrawing from humanity, and being a hermit or not having relationships as much. And I've felt that way. I think a lot of us have felt that way to some degree or another. I felt that way pretty extremely a number of times, countless times in my life, but not very much recently, because I am determined to change my thought habits, my patterns of thought. And like any ideal, I aim for, higher than I might get, because it'd be silly to aim for lower right off the start, right? So the ideal that I aim for is to be loving and kind and compassionate and even outgoing, and to smile at people and get them to smile back at me, to see a face light up. And it's taken me a long time to get more okay, and some days I'm still not that okay with smiling at people and getting a scowl back sometimes. However, what I've realized is there's a lot of different reasons that someone might scowl back at you when you smile, and only a couple of them are because they're an asshole. It might be that they're having a bad day. It might be that they misinterpreted your smile. It might be that they have resting bitch face, as it's called. It might be that they are thinking of something else completely, not even aware of you, really. It might be that they've been wronged, and so they're suspicious of your smile. I think that's a common reaction, unfortunately, especially in the big cities. I've noticed that. In any case, the point is, it doesn't mean you're an asshole unless you respond by becoming an asshole. And then all your worst fears about that were right. So I encourage you to check yourself, check your story, and by all means, if you're happy with where you're at, if you're loving it, then hey, leave me a comment and tell me to fuck off. I'm just kidding, because I'm kidding and not kidding, but if you're happy, you're probably not feeling like fuck off, but maybe you are a little in a happy way, and that's fine. You are welcome to your opinion. Or if you're unhappy, you might even more likely want to tell me to fuck off. And now I've for sure offended the YouTubes with my cursing, which I've only recently started to care just a smidgen about. Clearly not enough to stop cursing, but enough to pause just a little. And I guess that's a great example of all I'm saying about negative thought patterns. Is at first just give yourself a little pause. just kind of notice how it feels when you're telling a shitty story about something, whether it's true or not. Like, that's kind of irrelevant, and you might disagree with me, I understand, but bear with me for a sec and think this through. Like, how you feel is the relevant part. I'm not saying lie in your stories, although that is one option, but a lot of times you can't really fool your subconscious, so it doesn't really work to change the way you feel unless you manifest that or make that a reality, realize that in your actual material life. You can, however, recognize, like if you're saying, oh, I guess people are all assholes, so I should be an asshole. You can just logically follow that through and see it's silly. It doesn't add up. If we're all assholes in response to each other being assholes, we're just going to be more and more and more and more assholes, right? Some of us need to stand up and say, or sit down or lay down and say, no, I choose love. I choose calm. I choose to own my own self, to be a deliberate creator of my own reality, to take responsibility for my own thoughts and actions and relationships, and recognize that I am drawing to me what I'm putting out, that it takes two to meet. So if I'm drawing people who are victimizing me or people who are victims a lot to me, then there's a part of my energy that's aligned with that. It's like my radio dial is tuned to that a little bit, so I'm getting some of that. And that's fine. I think the choices are either stop complaining about it, recognize that you're bringing that into your life for whatever reason. There's something that you need to get out of it. Maybe ask yourself, what am I getting out of this? And is there a funner way, a nicer way, a more healthy way that I could be getting whatever that is that I'm getting out of it? Or is it even healthy that I'm getting it? Often we need to feel secure. There's some basic human needs. We need to feel loved. We need to feel connected. We need to feel secure. And people do some loopy things. They get kind of confused and do things that they maybe learned when they were children, when they get older. And those don't necessarily serve us as well when we're grown up. So it's a good thing to pause, reflect on the techniques that you're using in your relationships and whether you've brought them up to par with your adult self, the self that you want to be, your new, greater, better self, right? I encourage you to always be doing that, always be reaching for your new, greater, better self. If we all do that, we'll all be a little bit better, a little bit greater. And that is how I see things. Somebody just posted something, again, on the internets that was saying, if we only gave as much attention to the positive as we do to the negative, imagine the beautiful future we could choose to create. And I was like, we do, I do, and we are. So we can. So let's do it, yeah? Let me know in the comments what you're working on. I'd love to know about it. I would love to know if you're on board. Are you on Team Positivity with me? Headed toward that ideal of being a better person, being positive, being an uplifter instead of a reactionary downer. Let me know. I hope you're on my team with me. As always, you can find ways to connect to me in all the other social mediums, pretty much, most of them, and ways to support me and hire me and buy my stuff in the description below. You can find links to other stuff I got going on over on the side or up in here somewhere right now. And until next time, I wish you peace, prosperity, positivity, love, and laughter. Owning yourself, choosing joy, and don't forget to play every day.